What's up, guys? Third Hall MMA here, and yeah, this is my first video, so welcome to the channel. Everybody watching, welcome. This is gonna be my full card breakdown for the RDR Brendan Allen UFC Vancouver Fight Night that just happened yesterday. We're gonna get into all of it today, and we're gonna get into the Electric Big Three live stream that happened during it. I thought it was great, by the way. I thought this was awesome. When should the next one be? Next week. I'll watch every single week. But let's get into the fights first. Alright. RDR quitting on a stool in round 4 by TKO. So let's break this one down. So round 1, RDR comes out, does his thing, right? Supposed to win the fight, by the way. This guy's supposed to win the fight, by the way. If I told you before the fight RDR was going to take down Brendan Allen 3 times and get his back 3 times, you'd say, okay, RDR's going to win, and you'd bet a ton of money on it and wouldn't think twice about it. But the way this shit played out, so dumb. So RDR round 1 comes out, shoves Brendan Allen up against the fence, hits a beautiful judo throw, working the judo game against the cage. Love to see it from the taller guy against the shorter guy. Works that, ends up beautiful throw into side control, right into mount. I love when guys do this, when they use takedowns as a means to end up in a dominant jiu-jitsu position on the ground. I love to see that from RDR. Gets on top, in full mount, and Brendan Allen's just stuck. He's stuck in bottom mount and can't get out. All he can do is turtle and give RDR's back. Yeah, and RDR sinks at a body triangle, and that's how round 1 goes. So I'm out here thinking, okay, dominant round 1 from RDR. He could easily win this fight if he could take down Brendan Allen that easy every single round. But, it's an MMA fight, anything can happen. But round 2, RDR comes out, same thing, shoves Brendan Allen up against the fence, and easily trips out Brendan Allen, easily trips him out, and gets on top. And then this dude, RDR, what an idiot. This guy is actually so dumb for this. He decides to, kick off the fence. No joke. Brandon Allen is in turtle position on bottom. RDR kicks off the fence, and his momentum carries him, and he falls off the top of Brandon Allen and ends up on his back flat on bottom position. And from here, Brendan Allen, he has really good elbows from top position, so he's just beating the shit out of RDR with elbows and ground and pound and straight punches. It's bad. RDR's getting fucked up in round 2, and that's like RDR just laid on his back, and that's how the round ended, right? And you could already see RDR like sitting on the ground, not wanting to get up and go back to his corner after round number 2. But I'm thinking, okay, maybe he was just laying on his back, made a mistake, fell off top. He'll get it back in the third round. Third round starts, RDR comes out, shoots a beautiful single leg takedown, transitions to the back, drags Brendan Allen down to the canvas, works, actually gets on his back this time, cinches up a body triangle, ends up with his body triangle when he's laying on the back, and he's laying on his back, has Brendan Allen in the body triangle. And Brendan Allen, dude, he just lets him turn right out of a body triangle. Like, RDR just lets Brendan Allen turn right out of a body triangle. RDR ends up on bottom, and he was doing rinse and repeat what happened in round 2, but like RDR is just flat on his back, getting his ass beat by Brendan Allen with ground and pound, throwing up like weird leg entanglements, like not even submissions. These aren't triangles, these aren't arm bars, these aren't heel hook attempts. He's just throwing his legs up weirdly off bottom and getting his ass beat by Brendan Allen with ground and pound. Like, I don't get this. Like, playing jiu-jitsu on bottom, but like not even doing anything. Like, doesn't even try to wrestle up to his feet. At points, he's body triangling himself on bottom and holding. Like, what's he doing? I don't know. But yeah, that's how the third round went. And like after the third round, dude, RDR still sitting on the ground. Like a little kid that you ever see like toddlers when they fall over and scrape their knee or whatever, and they just like sit on the ground, start crying. Dude, this is literally what a professional MMA fighter looks like. This is what a professional MMA fighter did. UFC fighter, top level. This is what RDR is doing in a fight where if he wins, he could potentially get a title shot. He's laying on bottom, letting himself get beat up, and then looking like a little toddler that just scraped his knee and is crying after every single round. Like, what is he doing? I don't know. And then, so that's how round three ended. RDR finally gets up, goes back to his corner, and comes out for round four. But round four, Brendan Allen, credit to him for this. Great decision. Shoots a double leg takedown, picks up RDR, slams him on his back, and RDR lays on his back. Yeah, if he's just going to lay on his back, yeah, why not? Right? Trying to work for a one-arm guillotine, arm in guillotine. Guillotines don't work in MMA unless you're Charles Jourdain. We'll get to it. But yeah, no, a one-arm guillotine, arm in guillotine. What is he doing? Like that was his last-ditch effort to try and win. Cinch up a an arm in guillotine. Why am I calling it one-arm guillotine? Arm in guillotine in round four. No, and he just rinse and repeat. Ground and pound, stupid leg entanglements, nothing off his back, doesn't even try to wrestle up. At one point, he went to turtle position. I thought he was going to try to wrestle up. But no, he just like laid on his side and went back to his back. Like, this was terrible from RDR. He's so dumb. Quitter, awful. Yeah, like, I have nothing else to say. Like, Brendan Allen just beats the shit out of him in round four. Should get a 10-8 for it. And then RDR lays down, like, is still sitting on the canvas after the round, doesn't want to get up to his corner. The ref comes over, tells him that he has to get up or they're gonna stop it. So he gets up, walks over to his corner, and then he just quits. Like, you can't make this up. Like, he literally just quits on a stool. So terrible from RDR. If you're gonna do that, just retire. I don't even know. And it's not even like I'm so salty. Left lane MMA. I feel you. This. I'm so salty about this as a guy who picked RDR because, dude, he should have won this fight. Like, if you told me he's gonna take down Brendan Allen whenever he wants, easy, like he should win the fight, right? But no, he doesn't. So I don't know. Yeah, and actually gets his ass beat. Like, it's not like Brendan Allen was like, oh, the better fighter, doing good stuff, doing good work, aside from the double leg takedown. But no, he was just making mistakes and throwing himself on bottom position and getting his ass beat. Like, I don't even know what that was. Hang him up, dude. Uh, Brendan Allen calls out Sean Strickland as he does every single fight because he's salty that he lost to Sean Strickland 3 years ago. I don't like Brendan Allen. I don't like this dude. Even though he's an American fighter, I was rooting for RDR. But like, dude, you see, he's repping Canada. Like, that's gay. Don't rep Canada if you're an American fighter. Gay as fuck. Canada's gay. First of all, Canada's gay, and then second of all, if you're an American fighter that's repping Canada, that's extra gay. I don't like this dude. I guess he's a top five fighter at middleweight now, though. Give him Drickus. Drickus will dog walk him. You're not fighting Strickland. He's suspended, and they're waiting for him to not be suspended to fight Adesanya. That's my thoughts on the main event. It's an awful fight. I can't even tell if it was a good fight or an awful fight to watch. I mean, I guess it was kind of funny to watch RDR quit, but yeah, that's what it is. This one, Kevin Holland, Nutshot Gate. Now, all right, I thought let's get into like the fight, how the fight actually went. Like, good performance from Mike Malott. I thought he looked pretty good in this fight. He did a good job with the hooks against Kevin Holland. Uh, like pressuring forward, putting himself into position to land hooks against Kevin on the front foot and the back foot. I thought Mike Malott was doing a good job landing an overhand right against Kevin Holland's lazy jab and using that to enter distance and land. Uh, Wins rounds 2 and 3, right? Because he rocked Kevin Holland in round two, and then in round three he was being very patient on the feet, outstriking him with the hooks, like I'm saying, slick, quick striking, and then he ends up taking Kevin Holland down and being on top for the second half of the third round, winning the third round, won the second round, gets the decision. In the first round, Kevin Holland caught a kick that he threw and dropped him. So I guess Kevin wins that round, but yeah, good performance from Mike Malott. He was clearly the better fighter in this fight. But let's talk about the nut shots, dude. So in the first round, Mike Malott, front kicks Kevin Holland in the nuts a little bit. Okay, you know, it's what it is. Nut shots happen. Uh, that's the sport. They give Kevin Holland a break. He comes back out. But then at some point in the first round, Mike Malott has Kevin Holland pressed up against the fence, and he throws a knee that looks like it looks like it landed on the hip. Like, I swear to God, I thought it landed on the hip, but Kevin Holland is down. He's so down bad from that, like, quote unquote, nut shot. And dude, he's like laying on the ground in pain. Like, he's so hurt from this. Uh, yeah, you'll see in the thumbnail, dude. Like, he was hurt really bad from this, and as a man who's been hitting the balls before directly, yeah, it hurts. Like, yeah, sometimes it does take more than 5 minutes to recover from a nut shot, but I mean, if I'm Kevin Holland, if you're Kevin Holland, you gotta just like, after your 5 minutes is up, okay, you gotta go in there and you gotta like just ignore the pain and trust that Mike Malot's not gonna hit you in the nuts again. I know it sucks, I know it hurts, but that's what you gotta do to try to win the fight. But yeah, and the big three, they were saying that like this is Kevin Holland's thing, like this is what he's doing, it's classic. Because it is. It's like, okay, if he loses, oh, it's just because he got hit in the nuts, right? Nothing else. But if he wins, he's overcoming adversity, getting hit in the nuts. So yeah, it's a built-in excuse. But dude, I do believe he was actually hurt from the nut shots though, because like two nut shots really quick back to back, that does hurt. But yeah, I don't know what this was. A lot of weird shit happened on this card. This card, great card by the way, phenomenal card, but a lot of weird stuff, and we're gonna get to. But yeah, good shit from Mike Malott. Good win. Give him a ranked opponent next. Kevin Holland. I mean, this dude. I don't know what he does. Like, this dude probably makes like 400,000 to win. I mean, 400K to show, 400K to win. Jumping up and down divisions. Like, he's probably a multi-millionaire from this because he fights like 5 times a year. But yeah, I mean, with Kevin Holland, he can do whatever he wants. What he's been doing. Mike Malott, give him a ranked opponent. But yeah, it was an entertaining fight too. But like, dude, Kevin Holland, and dude, at the end of round one, Kevin Holland is like just like holding his nuts because they hurt as Mike Malott enters range and like lands shots on him. Like, come on, dude. And then they brought the doctor in at one point to ask him about his nuts. Like, dude, if you want to fight while your nuts hurt, go ahead. If you don't, then don't. Like, you don't need the doctor for that. But yeah, I don't know what that was. This one. This was annoying. This one pissed me off. I think this shit was a clear robbery. Uh, yeah, flame me in the comments like, dude, not every close fight's a robbery. Not every close fight's a robbery, man. No, I think this was a robbery. I thought Marlon Vera clearly wins round two, drops Amin Zahabi, and I'm not even gonna talk about how the fight went. It was just like Amin Zahabi was pressuring forward. The good things Amin Zahabi did, pressure forward, land his body kicks, land his leg kicks, and Marlon Vera being plotty, lets himself get pressed up, his back pressed up against the cage, where Amin Zahabi was landing like little flurries, but like not really, right? Like, and this is what we'll get into. Like, he's not really like landing the cleanest shots, biggest shots here that are rocking Marlon Vera all over the place in this spot. But like the judges are like seemingly scoring that more, right? Which doesn't make any sense to me. But like, so round two, okay, you can give round one to Amin Zahabi. Even if you give round one to Amin Zahabi, that was really close too. I thought Marlon Vera landed a nice little left hook that was the biggest shot that he should win the round based off of. But yeah, good, cool. Give Amin Zahabi the first round because he was pressuring at the end. But dude, round three, like, what are they doing? Scoring that for Amin Zahabi. Not to mention that I don't like this dude. Looks like Ariel Helwani. I don't like him. If my brother was GSP's coach, I'd be in the UFC too. 37 years old, top 10. This is a top 10 fighter at bantamweight in 2025. What are we doing? This is terrible for the sport. And he's annoying too on the mic. Like, I don't like him. But round three, let's get into round three. They're going like back and forth in the striking, right? Aim Zabi, he's landing his body kicks, he's landing his little low kicks, but like it's not so much volume, right? He's not like landing insane amounts of volume on Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera, like the strike numbers, don't pay attention to the strike numbers by the way. Those are fake. Um 81 significant strikes, my fucking dick. Yeah, right. Uh but yeah, like I thought Marlon Vera was landing nice straight punches, like the jabs and the straight right hands, like the jab that literally dropped Amin Zahabi the previous round. He was landing that type of punch on Amin Zahabi consistently over the course of the third round. And he also landed one big body kick that you could see affected Amin Zahabi in the third round. And at the end of the fight too, clearly like wobbles Amin Zahabi with a good right hook on his temple. And even if the judges are going to be like, oh, well, that didn't rock him, he was just like being goofy and stumbling around, that's still a right hook that lands that you have to score. And that, like, gives Marlon Vera the round, in my opinion. So I don't understand this at all. I think this shit is a clear robbery. Flame me in the comments. Eamon Zahabi calls out Sean O'Malley after he gets a robbery decision win. Good. You'll get slept. I want to see you get knocked out cold by O'Malley. Please give him that fight. I want to see it. Terrible. Terrible shit. Canada bias. I don't even like Canadians. Like, why are they trying to why are they trying to like rig this for Canadians, dude? This dude is 37. Why do you want him at the top of the division? Makes no sense. But let's get into this. This is the fight everyone's been asking me about all week. Everyone's been talking to me, texting me. I've had like hundreds of texts about this. Can Jasmine Jasdavicius break through? Is this her moment? How's she gonna deal with Manon, the monster Fioro? Turns out she could. Nah, no one's been texting me all week about this fight, but but yeah, I don't know. Manon Fioro dusts up Jasdavicius in round one. I mean, on the tail of tape, I saw the tail of tape before this fight, and I was like, dude, they're both pushing 40. Like, it's women's MMA. It's whatever. Good to see a knockout a women's MMA fight, though. Good for Manon Fioro, but yeah. Jasmine Jasdavicius just can't get it done. She's not that level, I guess. But it doesn't really matter. This one, though, nasty. Air Jordan. Nasty shit. Now, I'm a fan of David Grant. I wanted David Grant to win. I also do like Charles Jourdain. Big fan of Charles Jourdain. Only Canadian I'll root for. But yeah, big fan of Davy Grant. I wanted to see him come out here and win, right? And he was doing his thing. He was landing a little bit of low kicks, you know, working himself, landing his hooks to the body. But like, dude, Jourdain was like stinging him bad every time. Really athletic on the outside, punishing every time Davy Grant tried to enter range. Nasty stuff. And dude, the flying knees. Let's talk about the flying knees though for Davy Grant, dude. Like Davy, you can't like okay, you walk into one flying knee and you eat it, right? And you're like, okay, I get hit with the one flying knee, but you can't walk into a second flying knee that puts you on your ass, and then you get put in a guillotine and lose. Like, don't walk into the second flying knee. But I get it. Jordan's really good. I think he looks really good at bantamweight. Two guillotines in a row, and this is what I mean about guillotines in MMA. If you are going for a guillotine in an MMA fight, and it doesn't look like the one that Jourdain got on Davy Grant, don't go for it. Your guillotine sucks then. If it's not that level of a guillotine, don't use it in MMA to where, like, if it's not a guillotine that's like kind of like a front choke almost, if it's not that kind of guillotine to where the dude has to like roll onto his back to defend it, then don't go for it. RDR in round 4 as your last ditch effort in a fight where you're getting a title shot if you could win. Don't go for guillotines, dude. Don't go for them. If it doesn't look like that, don't go for them. But yeah, good stuff from Jourdain. I think he looks great at bantamweight. I think this is his division. I think he could be ranked in this division. So yeah, I want to see. Yeah, give him a ranked opponent next, right? Because Davy Grant beat Damon Blackshear, who was ranked. So maybe like we get Jourdain versus Montel Jackson, or give me Jourdain versus Zahabi. Yeah, give me Jourdain and Zahabi. I don't know. Are they teammates? I wouldn't know, but yeah. Good stuff from Jourdain. Nasty. Flying knees, nasty. Dude's really athletic, powerful. Nasty at bantamweight. Next one. A lot of weird stuff happening here. Kyle Nelson, Matt Frivola. Ref. What are you doing? Mergliata. What's he doing? Kyle Nelson, at the end of round 1, drops Matt Frivola. Drops him bad. Has him stumbling all over the place. Gets him on the ground. Landing big ground and pound shots. Like, Kyle Nelson was like cupping Matt Frivola's head and like landing, straight punches on his face while cupping his head. And it looked like, to me, it looked like Matt Frivola was going out cold too, right, from these shots. But, dude, Kyle Nelson, like, yeah, like Mergliata steps in with 3 seconds left in the round and stops it, saves Matt Frivola from potentially getting put out cold, and like then they just keep the fight going. They just let him go back to his corner and keep fighting. Like, what? No, that's a TKO. There was time on the clock. You stopped it with time on the clock. That's got to be a TKO. But you know what? I don't get it. So, and they, dude, and I thought Kyle Nelson run every single round of this fight. So to see this like 29-28, that angers me too. Cause, dude, if he would have lost that third round and he would have lost this fight after being robbed of finish, that would have pissed me off so much. But yeah, good on Kyle Nelson to still win. But dude, ref? What are you doing? What are you doing? Uh, Honestly, I thought the first round should have been a 10-8 too. They didn't give him a 10-8 for it. Makes no sense. This should be 30-26 all across the board for me. But Matt Frevola, dude, like, what happened to this dude? I remember one time he fought Arman Tsarukyan, right, on the McGregor Poirier card, and like, dude, like his wrestling was pretty good. Arman couldn't hold him down, but then like, and this guy was ranked at one point, right? He knocked out Drew Dober, who we'll get to. But yeah, this guy is like really good, but now he's just like old, I guess. I don't know, but like he's getting stuck on bottom against Kyle Nelson. But yeah, good for Kyle Nelson showing lighter man skill. Give him custody of his kids. That's what he's talking about on the mic. Give him at least half custody. You know, he's too nice to ask for full custody, but you know, give him half custody at least. Oh yeah, yeah, good shit. Next one. We is Kangs. Yeah, yeah. It's not we was Kangs. It's we is Kangs. Drew Dober comeback TKO victory. Come back from getting knocked out in his last fight. Come back in this fight, showing ultimate grit that it takes, dude. I loved this. I fucking loved this. I love seeing Drew Dober get a win. We're so back. I loved this. So let me break it down. First round, Drew Dober getting the better of the striking against Kyle Prepelec easy, landing big low kicks, landing punches on Kyle Prepelec. Kyle Prepelec, the slowest striker I've ever seen in the sport, by the way. Slow as hell, Kyle Prepelec. Drew Dober getting the best of the exchanges. Kicks Kyle Prepelec in the balls. This was another nutshot gate type of fight. Kicks Kyle Prepelec in the balls. Kyle Prepelec's down. Gets back up, round one. Drew Dober at the end of round one goes in, rushes in for some reason, tries to like land some shots, gets dropped by Kyle Preplex somehow. Gets dropped. So Dober loses the first round, right? Second round he comes out. Kyle Nelson is working his way into it too, you know what I mean? So he's like working his way into it, having better defense against the low kicks. Dober's shin was bleeding at one point. So like the defense from Kyle Preplex on the low kicks was pretty good. But yeah, then Dober came out and was like, you know, I still thought he was winning the exchanges on the feet in the second round. I still thought he should have got the second round, landing like, but it wasn't as it wasn't as clean as he was landing in the first round, right? And you could tell Kyle Prepelec was doing a better job of seeing all the punches coming, rolling with the shots and whatnot. But yeah, but then so it's the second round, third round, Kyle Prepelec, Drew Dope. Oh, fuck God, I'm so tired. This is like the seventh time I recorded this. This might this video might never see the light of day. Um, Third round, Drew Dober comes out, kicks Kyle Prepelec square in the nuts. Okay. Second nut shot of the fight. You know, you think nothing of it. But Kyle Prepelec's down and hurt from nut shots again. But, dude, they take a point from Dober. Canadian bias. This is why I don't like Canadians. Canada's gay. Canadian bias. Taking a point from Drew Dober. Like, why did they take a point from him? That shit made no sense. It was only the second one of the fight. It wasn't even that bad. They take a point from Dober, but they don't take a point from Mike Malott. But whatever. But Dober, dude, after Prepelec recovers from the nut shot, Dober knows he's down on the scorecards. Think of Dober. He's down on the scorecards. He might possibly lose this fight if he doesn't go get the finish. Comes out there, my guy Drew Dober, we as Kangs, starts putting it on Prepelec, landing big punches, ends up having Prepelec against the cage, lands knees against the cage to the head of Prepelec, ends up getting the job done, getting the finish, getting the win, getting the comeback victory, coming back after getting knocked out. I love to see it. Drew Dober's so exciting, man. Good for him. Next one. Richie Lane, Cody Gibson. Not much to break down here. Cody Gibson throws a lazy low kick, gets caught with the right hand. Great punch by Ricci Lang. Don't know if it was lucky or he was timing that low kick, but great punch. Slept Cody Gibson. Early stoppage, by the way. I thought it's really early stoppage. I thought Cody Gibson was defending himself pretty well with the overhooks and the jiu-jitsu, but it is what it is. Good knockout from Ricci Lang. This one. This was interesting to me. This is the flyweights killing each other on the prelims meet, even though it wasn't really that much of a barn burner or a scrap, but it was a really good fight. Really exciting. So, Bruno Silva, Hyun-Sung Park. I thought Hyun-Sung Park would win. I thought he had the wrestling. I'd previously seen Bruno Silva getting worked in the wrestling by the likes of Cody Durden and getting gassed out because of it. Now, I know he won that fight with an uppercut. Uppercuts are theme in this fight, too. I know he won that fight and knocked Cody Durden out, but like he looked gassed from the wrestling in that fight. So I thought Hyun-Sung Park would be able to work Bruno Silva in the wrestling the way that Cody Durden worked Bruno Silva in the wrestling. And it looks pretty easy. At the beginning of the fight, Hyun-Sung Park comes out, shoots a single leg, beautiful, takes Bruno Silva down, gets on top. But Bruno Silva, really short, stocky, sturdy in his base, able to work his way back up to his feet. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Hyun-Sung Park, he can keep working the grappling. Because, the first one, Bruno Silva, really explosive guy. He's not going to be that easy to hold down early. But then Hyun-Sung Park with his tight guard is like, trying to pressure forward. He's got a nice tight high guard, and Bruno Silva ends up finding an uppercut that drops Hyun-Sung Park in the first round. Wins that round based on that, and yeah, it was that shot that like kind of stunned Hyun-Sung Park, and like in this fight, his mouth was open, right? Like, and the uppercuts were landing consistently throughout the fight for Bruno Silva too, through the guard. But Hyun-Sung Park like had his fight open the rest of the fight from that moment on. I don't know if he like broke his jaw or something. They brought the doctors in at some point to come look at it, but yeah, like I don't know what was going on there, but Hyun-Sung Park. So that's the first round, right? Second round, Bruno Silva brings out the wrestling, starts actually offensively wrestling against Hyun-Sung Park. Ends up getting him down on his back, landing some ground and pound shots. But Hyun-Sung Park like ends up like this is what I mean. Very talented jiu-jitsu, really talented grappler. This guy is why I thought he would win. Ends up going for some submissions, working his way into octopus guard on some Craig Jones shit, and uses it to get back to his feet against Bruno Silva, right? But Bruno Silva still was landing some strikes on the feet, ended up winning the second round. But Hyun-Sung Park, and I think Hyun-Sung Park like took Bruno down in this round too. But it is what it is. All right, and yeah, that's that round gone. So in the third round, Hyun-Sung Park knows he's down. So if his jaw was broken, he's really tough for this. Comes out swinging against Bruno Silva, trying to take his head off in the third round. Really like trying to take his head off in the third round. And dude, he almost does. He was landing good shots, and it looked like Bruno Silva was gonna fade too, which we've seen from him fading late in fights. But no, he stayed with it. Ended up getting a nice double leg takedown, taking down Bruno Silva. And at this point, Hyun-Sung Park knew he was down 2 rounds, so he just abandoned the submission defense to get out of his back taken because he has back taken, right? Just abandoned the submission defense and ended up getting caught in a choke he couldn't fight out of. But I still respect that because he was down, he was gonna lose anyway, right? Either have your back taken the whole round, or you somehow get caught in a rear naked choke. But yeah, good fight from Bruno Silva, good fight from Hyun-Sung Park. Bruno Silva, the back acne, dude. Lucas Tracy kept talking about it in the Big Three. Dude, the back acne on this guy is crazy. Like, dude, he has to be on PEDs, and maybe he is because he didn't really gas out. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Hyun-Sung Park, I still think he's a good prospect. He needs to work on actually working the wrestling game a bit more, being more patient. Because at one point in the second round, Bruno Silva was able to like he tried to climb up to the back. I mean, in wrestling, when you get a takedown, you got to climb. He rushed the climb and allowed Bruno Silva to get away. If he would have like not rushed that as much, he probably could have kept Bruno Silva down, got some control, maybe worked his own offensive grappling. But Yeah, and his striking defense needs work. His footwork mostly. He's got a nice guard, but it's the footwork. Because if you're getting hit with uppercuts by a shorter guy, yeah, it shouldn't be happening. This one, Danny Barlow, awful. Danny Barlow sucks, dude. Going from Rogan completely glazing him every single time he threw a strike against in his one fight to this, that's awful, bro. I don't even know what to say to that. Yeah, to losing to DeJordan Santos. Typical striking battle. They were opposite stance, exchanging rear hands, rear punches. Uh, DeJordan Santos won. It was a bit controversial to the decision, but I did think DeJordan Santos won. Danny Barlow gassed himself out going for a finish in round two, ended up losing round three. Probably lost round one. DeJordan Santos put more volume on him. Pretty crafty from DeJordan Santos, and after the Ozzy Diaz fight, I mean, I know he did lose to Ozzy Diaz, and that's the level. It was really close, but dude, he did get robbed against Ozzy Diaz, so good for him to get his win back and keep his career. And Danny Barlow, you should just quit, dude. If you're like supposed to be some slick, striker with the hands, and you're losing to DeJordan Santos, who's very hittable, you should just quit. You're awful, dog shit. Like I don't know what to say to him. Minus 260 favorite, dog shit. DeJordan Santos, good for him. This one, this was the greatest fight I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie. This was actually the greatest fight I've ever seen. No, I'm kidding. I didn't even watch it, but I don't even. Good for Stephanie Luciano. Next one, Asmapikov Yuzuri Byaku. Jesus Christ, I've been doing this too long. Yuzuri and Azabikoyev, dude. Yeah, really good fight from Yuzuri Belgarui. I thought Azamat would win with the wrestling, but Yuzuri's training with Alex Pereira paid off. His takedown defense held up, man. He got up every single time Azamat took him down. Was peppering him with the jab in the first round, peppering him with low kicks, peppering him with strikes, which he should be doing. Did a good job adapting his kickboxing skills to MMA, you know. And honestly, I'm gonna give credit to Asmat Bakoyev here because this dude was pressing forward the whole time after getting fucked up the whole fight, landing shots, like good shots on Yuzuri Belgarui. And yeah, so that's just how the fight went. Yuzuri ended up getting a finish, but only because Asmat kept trying to walk forward and kept trying to win, which I respect him for. Probably on roids, but it is what it is. But yeah, good shit from Yuzuri. I think both these dudes are really great prospects because of this fight. Because I mean, if Yuzuri can win this fight against Asmat, it means he should be ranked in the future. Because I think Asmat can be ranked in the future. And this, everyone's been texting me all week. You know the amount of texts I got for Jasmine Jazz the Vicious? I got 10 times the amount of texts for this, dude. Everyone's asking me. The debut of Melissa Croden. Is she the real deal? Can she do it? Can she survive in the big leagues? Is she the hype? Is the hype worth it? Turns out the hype is worth it. Completely styling on China. Nah, I'm kidding. Uh, this is just a typical women's MMA fight, really, for the most part. Melissa Cronin just getting a finish because she has some power. Good for her. She has a career in MMA. Good for her. And yeah, that's that card, but let's get on to this. This is what you've all been waiting for. This is the main event. The big three. Fucking on Twitter. The big three. I thought this shit was great. This was awesome. It was absolutely electric. Guru, Bedtime, Lucas, they got to do this again every single week. I watch every single week. It's awesome. Honestly, like I had nothing else to say. Like they were started about it rusty, but once they got into the flow of things, they got the hang of it. The reactions were on point. The banter was on point. Lucas's jokes were on point. The impressions were on point. MMA Che, MMA experts. Dude, I love this. This is awesome. And dude, 20,000 live viewers. Like I've been watching Guru since like he had 40,000 subscribers. Like to see it get this big, dude, it's awesome. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the video, guys. Like and subscribe, comment for the algo, please. I need it. um, yeah. Tell me how I did in the comments. This one was a bit more rushed. The other ones, dude, like I recorded this like 5 times. The other ones were like 50 minutes long. This one's only like 35 minutes, but yeah, that's what it is. Uh, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe. I'm gonna be posting picks Wednesday. I'll probably make like a video on Tom Aspinall, Pereira, John Jones type thing. Complaining about that a little bit. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. And yeah, peace.